Yo, it's Guido. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning in to Tactics Talk. I got a EBR replay for you. Played this quite a bit in the last few weeks. And this game really illustrates how this thing is fun and how it is effective. Although it seems to be only on a couple maps. Maybe only one map. Maybe it's only proc. No, it's a few more maps. But it tends to be the open maps where it can be really effective as far as its style of gameplay goes. Spawned into the south on proc. I'm going to run up here immediately. You'll notice that I'm firing some HE because I figure I'll see scouts first. And I dropped a couple decent hits. One's only 83. The other one is 279. So this tank has pretty good HE round for such a small caliber gun. Then I see that guy. And I put a couple shots on him. And now I'm going to get out of here. Unfortunately, neither one of those seemed to pen. So what I did is I went up to that hill because the tank is so fast. Got up there, got a few free shots on lights like I figured I would. Those should be the first few things that we see. Maybe a medium, maybe a light skin medium, and then I'm out of here. No reason for me to hang out up there. There are artillery in the game. There's one. And what I did is I came off of that hill backwards because the tank is as fast backwards as it is forward. You have to be careful because you can get mixed up between your right and left as you're driving backwards. Then I'm going to make a nice jump because that's fun. That's another good part about this tank because that's enjoyable. Although I did damage myself. That's unusual. A little bit too far, it would appear, as far as the jump goes. Like I was saying, it goes backwards. So I came off the hill backwards, but then I stopped and turned back around because it can get a little bit confusing. If you look down at the picture of your tank, there's a little point at the front end of the tank. And although the model of it kind of looks the same coming and going, the little picture down where you can see I'm driving on the bottom left actually has a point. So that does help out. And it really seems like it looks exactly the same forwards and backwards, to be quite honest. A little bit different, but it is hard in the heat of battle to figure it out. So then we're going to go to using the mobility of this thing. You see it's doing 80 kilometers. It's hard to hit. As far as speed goes, but it is a big tank as far as a big billboard size goes. So it is not a sneak in amongst them and make them miss a bunch of times just because you're small ELC 90 kind of idea. It is a, man, keep your speed up, because if they're not paying attention, they will not make enough lead fire. But still, with the big billboard side, you're going to take some hits. The other thing you got to watch out for is I ran into my allies a lot because it's so fast. Their timing and your timing on getting out of the way, plus you're looking and trying to look in multiple directions. Do be careful about that. It's not always their fault because they don't know where you're going at 80 kilometers an hour all the time any more than you know which way they're turning. So I'm just going to keep working this. The spotting range is terrible. You can see that the green line is nowhere near the white line. And I'm about as good as you're going to get here with optics and food. I do have one, I think I have both of the skills actually. Both division skills are 100%. This is a really good crew. So it's just not good. That means you've got to get kind of close to your work, and that's okay on proc because if they're hanging out on the ridge, then there's no problem seeing them. What you're not going to see are the guys further back over here on the 1-2 line. Not very easily anyway. I'm just relying on speed. I'm probably coming a little too high on some of these ridges. You do have to watch that on proc. It flattens out up here, so you do tend to expose yourself more than you want, just trying to get up here and get shots on guys like this dude. So we'll just assassinate him on the way. Another strength of the tank, and you see how close I came to hitting that 57 there, is the accuracy of the gun is pretty good. For the French lights, it's outstanding, the moving accuracy. Whereas some of the accuracy on the 1390 and 75 and the 12T and all that will drive you a little bit crazy. Although, for some reason, enemy tanks never really seem to have trouble hitting me. But anyway, this one's much better. More of a laser gun. It's kind of a, I would say, a T92 type of idea. Now we get a push. It gets a little silly over here on the west side, and they end up getting shredded. So we lose two guys right away. So I've got to come back over here and see if I can... Oop, no, that didn't do it. And I end up bouncing off that guy's armor. Well, I did hit him. We get one of them down, but there's still an object in a 12T. Now you're really going to want 6 cents on this tank. That goes without saying for most tanks, but this one especially, because if you're going to be doing things like this where you're driving around and attempting to get in amongst them and spot a little closer than normal, you do want to make sure you know when you're spotted. I come up and over. Was hoping to find that 4190 just on the other side and take him down, but he's already run off, so I take a couple shots. There's no reason to stay down there. That area can be shot from their 1-2 line, so we'll just bail out. I noticed the 12T late, the 25 TAP late, come around there. Headed back towards it, but they end up cleaning him up. And that was some kind of warning on my computer, which took my mouse off of the game and stopped my tank, and very annoying. I need to track that down. So we'll come back in here. We're looking okay, but they've got a lot of TDs. It's going to be hard to push into all those TDs. And they've still got a scout lurking around, so I'd love to find him and get rid of him if I could. In fact, there's 2 scouts. So we'll come up over in here. We'll get into this pit. A little bit worried that artillery is going to take a pot shot at me any moment now. So you can see I'm ducking and weaving. The object gets into our backfield. Again, another guy got by me. He didn't really notice. But that was a good kill. I needed to get rid of that guy. There we go. Found him up. Holy cow, and we found the Utes rushes in. Goes crazy. There's that nice gun actually, put a shot on it. You can see that I've basically, other than when my cursor came out of my game client, I haven't really stopped until there. That's another thing you want to watch out for. Getting stopped is painful. You notice right there I actually went backwards. So one thing you can do, because the maneuver is so difficult, if it was a tank and you rammed a guy, you would just shift your hole and keep trucking. But you can't do that with this kind of vehicle because it's turning, especially when you're on fast mode, is terrible. So if you ram into something, consider just going backwards just to get speed going and head on out of there. And you notice because of the way I shifted that hole, I was able to actually just head backwards towards my lines pretty easy without doing much turning. And it gets up to speed quickly. And then you'll notice that what I did next was I turned it back around so that I was actually going forward and my fingers didn't get confused. My little pea brain. So I'm going to use the speed to come in here. I'm going to use these bushes. There goes the 12T. For some reason I wasn't spotted. I didn't quite get that one. I think I get spotted right there. No, maybe I've been spotted the whole time. That's possible. No, there we go. Finally somebody saw me. Now I know they're over there, so a little bit dangerous, but I didn't want to stop. That GW in there would have really taken me down. So we'll come up and over this, and again, just keep on moving. There's a shot. Now I get really lucky in here a couple times. It's pretty funny. They're probably raging. I get missed by the arty, so that's helpful other than the stun. I don't take any damage. The GW, or the, sorry, GF is not able to put any damage on me. Oh, here he comes. I'm on a reload. I did force a reload there, so that was a little dangerous. I decided not to come up and over. I'm trying to get my buddies to move up here and start taking some bloody shots. I've been fighting him for a while. No one's getting any shots. There's the GW Tiger. Be nice to kill him. The even 90 has snuck in amongst them. And now I'm reloaded. One technique, and you may have seen me do this a couple times, is the ability to actually turn pretty fast. If you come off the gas, I actually get hit by the 110E4 by HE, and he does 57, which means he either hit the ground or he went into my gun, or potentially the tires are like tracks and will eat HE. That, I'm not sure, but he did break a track, or a tire. Anyway, the ability to turn harder, even in fast mode, if you come off the gas and turn, you will get a much faster turn. So a kind of idle turn. I don't know, not really sure why that is. If it's just a consequence of the coding for the movement, or if it's just the way the tank is supposed to work. Watch this. Whoop! That sharp turn, I just came off the gas and spun the turn. Now, watch this. Here it comes. Oh, the 110E4 just bounced. Probably off my gun or some weird angle. 750, which obviously would have ended me quickly. I come around here, just keep maneuvering. Try not to ram things any more than you have to. Just waiting for my reload. Oh, I think I hit my buddy. Oh, no damage. Now I'm thinking, well, I'm done. I got. I keep calling it a track. I've got a wheel damaged. I can't move, and surely that stir. Oh, thank you. So, 3,325 assists. Most of it very close. 1,558 damage and a 1 kill, and eventually kind of dragged these guys forward enough to kill all these campers in the corner. But that really encapsulates this tank. I've done a review on it, check it out, but I just wanted to throw a couple more gameplay examples out during the next couple weeks just to show you some of it. I got a lot better at it. It was very difficult for me at first. I had a terrible win rate, and I'm now up to about 59%. But a very low survival rate at about 25 to 28%. And you can see why it's just a fragile tank. It's kind of big for a scout. Tall, big billboard sides. So on the one hand, it's meant to rage around and have fun and spot things actively. On the other hand, it tends to get shredded spotting things actively. So it's kind of a funny tank as far as that goes. But I just wanted to show you a little bit more of how it plays and how it can be fun. I mean, I press W. I basically press W that entire game. And a few times S, because S is as good as W for this tank. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, and we will see you.